Fire up the grills and shine up those pigskins. It's time for this week in Sportsball. What a beautiful game of football we have in our midst. Both teams have played valiantly, and the Raiders are charging down the field to score for the final play of the game.
Quick pass to the end zone and a score! Pass interference. Offense.
To score on the final play of the game.
Step it up. End zone and a strike!
Prior to the pass. Holding. Defense. Number 38.
The final play of the game.
Across the middle. He throws. And it was caught, but he was out of bounds.
However, there's holding. Defense.
Finally. Oakland, you have escaped the misery of being below the Chargers in the division. Can't say the same for the Chiefs' D or Beast Mode, though. He was protecting his QB, we swears it! The Buccaneers have been the epitome of mercurial this year. One quarter, they can look like the juggernaut of the league. In the next, they're imitating the old creamsicles. They chose to do both this week. They both dominated and booted the game repeatedly. Buffalo minimized their mistakes and gave Pagula a much-needed victory to stave off walking mediocrity. The Bucs, I don't know what the hell to think of you anymore. Holy mother of God, Cardinals, you just got bitch-slapped back to the 1980s. Adrian Peterson met a brick wall again and the defense ran on a hamster wheel. What are you going to do next? Talk about insult to injury. And we have yet another massacre on the NFL stage this year. Remember that scene in The Meaning of Life where a professional rugby team takes on a bunch of 12-year-olds? That was this game. Good job, Indy. You not only looked like trash, but you allowed the Saxonville bullshit to reemerge with a 10-sack performance. Did you not learn from the last time, Jags? They also enjoy the reward of T.Y. Hilton shitting on the pylons the Colts call an O-line. Oh, sweet merciful Jesus, the Jets are completely dismantling the tank and selling the scrap iron for more wins. This is absolutely unacceptable. We need a sign, football gods. Make everything right again. A bit unorthodox, but this could work. In fact, it did work. The Dolphins are back in the game and tied it up. They've ass-slapped their way to victory and avoided embarrassment once again. Peace has been restored to the galaxy. What is it with certain teams coming to Soldier Field and completely being victimized by McCaskey goodness? This time, it was the Panthers' turn. Cam Newton, once again, was in the giving spirit with the recipient mostly being one Eddie Jackson. The offense has mostly done jack shit, but the Bears fans have hope because their D is near single-handedly pulling them to victory. No wonder why I'm not bullish on Carolina. The battle of inoffensiveness turns in the favor of the Vikings thanks to 6 field goals by Kai Forbath. The Ravens couldn't do jack or shit against a professional-grade defense once again, and the Ravens have imitated the Giants in having all their good wideouts on IR. It should be like the Wizard of Oz, except the Raven wishes he had an offense. Packers, this is where the utter lack of Aaron Rodgers comes to kill whatever optimism you have this season. The Saints and their awful D marched into Lambeau and stifled the Pack Arena in the second half. It's going to be interesting to see how the NFC unfolds this year with all of the craziness. Every division is up for grabs. Get the popcorn. Oh, what's this? The Cleveland Browns getting their hearts broken in OT after their train wreck of a QB situation ravages them? Meh, I'm not fazed. This probably doesn't even break their top 50 in worst losses since the return. For those of you keeping track of the Ezekiel Elliott situation, his suspension was requested to be expedited by the NFL, only to be put in their place by a federal judge. This means that Zeke continues to defy the wheel of discipline and spit on the Ginger Hammer's face. In the meantime, the Cowboys also played a game of football and obliterated an old rival in the 49ers. Remember when games between these two used to be good? Nice times. The Bungles continue to embarrass themselves against their older brother in the Steelers. The offense bungled. Vontaze Burfict decided to be Vontaze, and the team as a whole showed what a mess they still are. Nothing will still be done. After an impressive victory, the Steelers should be comfortable, but leave it to Martavis Bryant to piss on this parade by shitting on a rookie and trying to take his ball and go home. Maybe he was the one that stole Juju's bike. God damn it, Denver, your offense fell to shit again, and the Chargers made you into their bitch. You had no answers for guys like Travis Benjamin. Man, come on. You made all of those Broncos fans at StubHub Center leave empty-handed. Fuck you, Spanos. In another replay of the Seahawks game against the Colts a few weeks ago, it took about a half for them to realize they were playing a terrible opponent. Fortunately, they sent the Giants back to the Stone Age, which is where Ben McAdoo is tactically, and Seattle forgave themselves for getting into a sideline scuffle earlier in the game. The division is potentially still theirs for the taking. Want to know how fucked up this season has been? New England, home to one of the worst overall defenses in the league this year, completely stifled a strong Falcons offense. Tom Brady once again proved effective at taking down the Dirty Bird and has them maintaining pace in the AFC East. Atlanta, I do have good news. You finally scored another touchdown against the Patriots, which is something you haven't done since the third quarter of the Super Bowl. No, that joke isn't going away. All rise for testimony from the Book of Wentz. A battle of Redskins leads Carson Wentz to summon all of his divine magic and escape trouble once again because nobody knows how to make a tackle. 4 touchdowns and oodles of insufferability from Eagles fans are the fruits of their savior's actions. Washington continues to be hot garbage once the sun goes down. Now forward, Philly. On to the promised land of a painful NFC Championship loss.
7:30 Eastern Time on Tuesday night, game 1 of the World Series. Taking one way, throw it the other way to Ezekiel Elliott. He races down the sideline inside the 20, back to the inside. Are you kidding me?